Welcome to today's Ethereum news update. Ethereum breaks out all-time highs while Bitcoin sticks below 49,000. What has caused that jump? We're going to look into some news from Greyscale as well as the market wrap to see what's causing this breakout. Ethereum is breaking out on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart and Ethereum breaking all-time highs, but when will it stop? We're going to look at some targets towards the end of this video, so make sure you stick around for some accurate price targets for short-term trades as well as looking down into the longer-term future. Guys, if you're new to the House of Crypto, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to be kept up to date with all Ethereum news, altcoin news, and covering some Bitcoin news as well. So the first story I wanted to cover then is the market wrap over on CoinDesk. Ether sets new high as Bitcoin stays below 49k. Now, in the past, we've been looking at Ethereum building some momentum against Bitcoin, but as you know, last week, Elon Musk went over and Tesla purchased Bitcoin, and this kind of reversed what we've been seeing for a few weeks, where we'd seen Ethereum doing really well against Bitcoin. However, now, as with everything, after a big bit of news, eventually, normal running will get restored, and that's what we're going to have a look at in this first one. So the price of Bitcoin struggled to regain $49,000 Friday, continuing to bounce between 48,000 and 46,000, heading into the weekend as Bitcoin contemplated which way to go. Ether made new all-time highs on 850. So that's shown quite evidently here. If we jump over to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, this is on the 4-hourly, and as you see in the last few sort of weeks or so, we've been heading out of this big downward trend where Bitcoin had been gaining such dominance, and we'd had a big reversal where we'd moved into sort of a bull market on terms of Ethereum, moving from down here at 2% or just even lower, just 2%, all the way up to nearly 4.6%, and then we had the big rejection here for this big trend line, which is over three or so years old, and we've broken down to the downside, and this was in part due to the Elon Musk news, both when Elon Musk put hashtag Bitcoin on Twitter, and then he announced Tesla buying up Bitcoin. Now, as we know, trends will continue once the news has kind of kicked in and had its effect. And what we've seen is we've come all the way down to the 200-day EMA, represented by this orange line, and we put in this nice W, which is literally just played out. This is exactly where we wanted it to get to. And what will usually happen is we then take from the top of the W down to the bottom of the W, and that will take us nicely back up above this significant green trend line. Okay. So what we will then look to do is to see whether we can break out of this past this white line. Okay, so what the white line represents, just zooming out onto the daily, is this huge consolidation pattern which has been happening. This is sort of three years or so of data, guys, where we've seen Ethereum in this huge downward trend, and then it's sort of reversed in this area around here. And, we're starting to look, we're coming up, and how things play out. If it can break to the upside, out of this white triangle, then we'll be looking at significant upside. This is 23%. Ethereum moves towards being that level of a Bitcoin, and then it's super exciting. And that's with Bitcoin at current prices, but if Bitcoin is to push to 200, 300,000, 23%, Ethereum looking at like $50,000, and this is it might seem crazy right now to think about a $50,000 Ethereum, and it would be crazy to consider it in the next few months and weeks, but I think in the coming not necessarily this bull cycle, but the next bull cycle, then 50k is more than possible. Someone who's identifying this potential to be moving to these sort of values of 50k is Greyscale. For those of you who don't know, Greyscale is one of the biggest purchasers of cryptocurrency, and is sort of like an asset manager specializing in cryptocurrency. Okay, and the cool thing about this is for people who are kind of a bit unsure of how to get involved in cryptocurrency, particularly large scale investors. This is a way for them to get into the crypto market, and ultimately will benefit the rest of us in the crypto market. Okay. Now, obviously, going into crypto for the first time, you had to go away and find out how to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and figure it all out for yourself. Other people might not be so interested in doing that. There's quite a few barriers to entry. It's not like going and setting up a bank account. So people like Greyscale, they take away that problem for other people. Okay, that's much more exciting, or much exciting news. Greyscale purchased 52,730 Ethereum. And now has 3.13 million Ethereum under management. So buying the dips, guys. Every time we're seeing the dips come in, our potential downside is just eaten up, because the huge investors are coming in there buying those dips, which is pushing us back up again. Okay, so it's really, really healthy. It also allows us not to completely, not to panic. We're still in the bull cycle, guys. We see Ethereum, I think, until sort of at least September time, September, October, where I'll be seeing what the top charts are showing. But at least that time, we're going to be seeing a good deal of upward pressure coming from Ethereum, in my opinion. Okay, obviously, trading is risky. You can lose all your money. Go away and do your own research. But in my opinion, Ethereum is on this upward trend, which means when we get dips, like we've seen recently, then we're getting these big investors coming in and buying a lot, which is why we suddenly see a bounce down and bounce back up really quickly. Okay, so Greyscale, largest crypto asset manager, has accelerated its Ethereum accumulation as the firm purchased 52,730 ETH, worth more than $93 million in the last 24 hours. The company's Ethereum trust now has more than 3.13 million ETH under management, with a total value of $5.5 billion. They also purchased 36,987 Litecoin. Overall, really healthy for the crypto market. What does this mean for Bitcoin? Now, obviously, but I believe Bitcoin is going to continue to move upwards. But Bitcoin is, when you have these big pieces of news that drive Bitcoin hard up, it tends to have to recover back to its norm. Okay, in the same way as we've seen back on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, we saw Ethereum drop down against Bitcoin, but actually it must return and bounce back to normal. Okay. If you think about when you jump in a swimming pool, all that water has to return to where it's going to be. Okay, and it will follow roughly that pattern after a bit of volatility. Okay, so it's something to always play in mind and not allow your emotions to affect you, because when it dumps down, I know the kind of the panic and the fear that get into you, but actually often that causes people to sell, and they tend to sell at the very bottom, and then the big money starts to buy it up again. Okay, so if you've sold the very top and it's dropped, then excellent, you can come back and buy. But if you see it dump, then the best thing is probably to hold on to that bag, guys, because what the market's trying to do is to throw you out. It's trying to shake you out. Okay, so by holding it, it's probably within the next half an hour probably going to bounce back up to a significantly higher level and keep you in the game. But anyway, right, next thing I want to do is just quickly jump into the Ethereum USD chart, which is what you all are here today for. So in the past, we've been tracking this green triangle. We had this significant breakout. We came back and actually had a bit of a retest on the screen line, but that then put into this new triangle pattern, which I've been noticing developing. And literally, this is on the 4-hour chart. We had that breakout last night. Currently sitting at a price of 1867 here on TradingView. Might vary a little bit depending on what platforms you're looking at. Okay, so what do we expect to happen? So a variety of things can happen, guys. So what we saw in the past is where we come over to this chart here, we see usually a breakout will happen and it will take us up to a level. And if you notice, guys, that's almost perfect, the level that it's come up to. From that breakout point here, it's taken us almost up to the top of this breakout, and in fact it's gone even further. So from that time we would have taken our profits, that would have been our target, and we would have hit all targets there. So these patterns can be extremely accurate if we read them right. So what does that mean? We're into this pattern now. Okay, so where do we take our pattern? We then look at where it's taken a first hit, and we could go from lower down, but I'm not going to do that. I want to keep it within pattern, just to be a bit stricter. But it will probably potentially run a bit higher. We then take this out to our point of breakout, which is here. And hey, $2,120. Now, it's kind of difficult to tell exactly when these things happen, but I think that money that flew into Bitcoin last week is going to start to fly and drip into things like Ethereum. Litecoin, you've seen go up 9% in the last 24 hours. This is my opinion. The way I see things going, I think Ethereum is going to break $2,000 in the coming days. Probably not today. Probably maybe tomorrow into Monday, when a bit more volume returns to the market. At the moment, not a huge amount of volume. We did have that big volume here, which caused that breakout. I would like to see. So you saw in the past where it had that breakout here, we had a big kind of like flux of volume, and it's come. And it came up really fast, right? Whereas here we've seen it sort of trickle out. What we might see, and is actually usually more healthy for a breakout, is that it will come out and it will come back and retest, right? So that will mean that you'll have, like it's done here, where it comes over and then possibly comes back down, tests on this line, and then we go to the upside, and that will come with some big volume, show some good buyer intent, and that'll be really positive for us. Okay, so in terms of where I see it going, 2160 in the coming weeks. But guys, that's literally in the next 5 days. I anticipate coming by the end of February. I'm thinking $2,500 is probably the most realistic bet I can put in. And you know, we can come out and look at like the swing highs and swing lows, but I'm not so also interested in doing that for the short term, because I think the short term trades are what matter to us the most. In terms of opportunities to buy, I mean, right this second, I would be avoiding buying right this second. If you've already missed the train, guys, another train will come along, right? So you know, I can see that coming back potentially to retest there. If it doesn't retest there and you miss the chance, there's always going to be another chance to buy in the future, guys. Okay. But you know, this could be a fake out. So the reason I'm saying is not to go and buy or put in long positions, particularly on day trading, is that you might see this just go like this. Or you might see it faking out, coming back under here, testing under here, and then dropping. Now, I don't think that's very likely. However, always be aware that other situations can come along. If it was super easy, we'd all be, you know, we'd all be billionaires, right? So be aware that there's obviously risk involved, and don't overcommit yourselves. Okay, right, guys. Hope that's been useful for you. Really enjoyed bringing you some more Ethereum updates. As I said, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. One of the fastest growing channels in crypto. So it's exciting to be able to bring more content, and the more followers I get, the more I can bring you some more value. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do another video on Litecoin or Cardano. I know I got some good interest in those, so let me know if you're interested in those. I haven't done a Polkadot one yet, so if you're interested in Polkadot, then let me know down below. Right, guys, thanks very much for today, and have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.